It's essential if we're going to study theology, if we're going to study culture, that we take seriously what it means to be a human person. And the psychological sciences have a lot to say about that. What I love about therapy, what I love about teaching, what I love about ministry is that transformational moment. A lot of times that transformational moment comes about because someone says something, speaks something, feels something, experiences something they've never experienced before. It's in that moment that I think, again, the renewing of one's mind, transformation takes place. One of my fascinations most recently has been around this area of what's called embodied cognition, which is the idea that all thought is in fact embodied. It's experienced through the body, and so there's no real separation of thinking from experiencing in the body. So what that says to me again is that, you know, everything from education to spiritual formation to psychological transformation, if we even want to separate those things out, which typically I don't, it has to be done through experience. So when theological training or any kind of training, psychological training becomes all sort of a list of propositional sorts of things that we give assent to or we learn how to manipulate and symbolize, I don't think it has the power as it does when we do something. So we go out and we minister to the poor rather than just talk about it. Or in my field, of course, we throw our students in rooms with real human beings and say, help them. And we do it really early and everyone's really afraid at the same time. But amazing things come out of it. Another area that I'm fascinated with that kind of ties into all this embodied cognition is this, what is oftentimes called like nonlinear dynamic systems models. And the idea there is that we become sort of brains on sticks who think in very systematic ways. In other words, we get sort of stuck in the way we think, in the way we live, right? And what gives the opportunity for a system to change, the theorists say, is when what they call a catastrophe happens. That provides the opportunity for the whole system to reorganize itself in new and compelling ways, hopefully in more adaptive ways. Now, catastrophe could be anything like what we might typically consider a catastrophe, like the death of a loved one or a car accident or something. But a catastrophe can be the risk of being vulnerable in a group. It's the moment in therapy when someone tells the secret, or I ask a question that no one's asked. So in the formation groups that you're doing, I think vulnerability, sharing one's story, receiving feedback from other people, both verbally and non-verbally, could be little catastrophes which rearrange the way they see the world and experience themselves and provide, again, the possibility for new growth to take place.